Yo, what's good everybody? Dust for Kicks here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Trophy Room Jordan 1 Lows. Let's go ahead and check them out. Alright guys, so the first things first is the box. Left retail, right is going to be the rep pair for more fashion. Gonna go ahead and put that information right here on the screen so you can go ahead and check them out. Now, as most of my real versus fakes have shown you if you followed along, the box for retail is always bigger than the one for the rep. Not sure if it's to save on shipping costs or whatnot, but that tends to be the case every time I do one of these. So you can see it is a little bit longer and a little bit wider. I can put my finger here and I'm still touching the end of this box right here. As far as these go, retail for the image, so Nike, Trophy Room logo, and the official edition is more faded and less vibrant than the one on the rep box. Again, unless side by side, it will be hard to see. Come over to the inside of the lid, left still the real one, right being the rep. You'll see a difference in color. The real one is more of a yellowed kind of color here on the box, as opposed to a more creamy kind of off-white. You'll also see difference in the vibrance of the city right here. The rep is actually a little darker and less vibrant than retail. You'll see there's also more vibrant here on the rep one than the retail one. The Jumpman logo is a lot more whited out and faded than this one. Same goes for the little yellow font. It is a lot easier to see here on the rep one than the retail. Come over to the inside of the actual box. Left again, real, right, fake. You'll see the color is still a big difference. It's more yellow on the real, more creamy white on the fakes. The actual font of the Jordan signature is all the same, but you will see the color of that and the Trophy Room logo is a little different. Maybe hard to pick up on camera. The fake ones are more of a dull blue, where the real ones are more of a vibrant UNC blue. You also see there is some difference in how much the signature is worn off, as well as the logo. Alright, so once again, real on the left, fake on the right. You'll notice right off the bat, side by side, the actual tissue paper they used for the rep, the fake one, is a lot thinner than the retail one. You'll see there's a big difference as far as the thickness of the paper, because you can see the actual lines behind the font here when I move it. It's this one right here. It also pretty much changed the color of everything. One big thing that sticks out to me is this premium issue up here. You can see it is very transparent with the red and everything in the line under it, as opposed to this one, you don't see anything under it on the real. Okay, so getting into the actual shoes, the real is on the top, the fake is on the bottom. At first glance, they look pretty solid next to each other. The color of the midsole, both seem to be pretty yellowed similarly. Sometimes reps kind of go overboard. These, I think, do pretty well. You'll see the swooshes themselves are about the same size. The rep one being maybe slightly bigger, but not by much whatsoever. You can see the actual satin they use is pretty solid. Even the toe box, both look pretty similar. They're rounded pretty nicely. You have the black back here, which is always a thing. You see the signatures. They're actually pretty nice. It's actually easier to see the signature on the retail one there, as opposed to the rep one being a little thinner. I remember my other rep one was too thick. This one is slightly too thin, but nothing too crazy. As far as side panels, you do have the same kind of material right there. It's that soft suede or nubuck. You can see the Trophy Room logos. Top retail one is pretty vibrant and you can see it. Stands out a little less on the rep one. It is definitely cleaner and easier to spot on the retail here at top. Coming over to the outsole, you'll see top retail, bottom being the fake one. The retail color red, at least side by side in my opinion, is a little more dull and less vibrant than the fake one. As far as the actual mold and everything, you still have the same amount of stars and design and all that fun stuff. Nothing I can really pick or point out there. Nike logo looks pretty clean on both of them as well. Checking out the toe box, left real, right fake. They do look to be the same. The holes and everything look pretty clean on both pairs. Same goes for the material and the color. I will say the material on the real one is slightly softer, but nothing too crazy whatsoever. You have wax laces on both. They're just normal wax laces, nothing too crazy. This is a big thing that changes once you get to the tongue. Hopefully you can see it on camera. The lines go diagonally, and on the real one, you can see there's a much thinner space between each lines, as opposed to the fake one. They're a lot thicker. So from one line to the next, it's a lot thicker and you can kind of see the spaces more. This is something they did change right here, is once you get to the actual tongue tag up top, they do have the same space right here. So it's sewn here and then sewn here. I believe the other fake pair I had, the line was kind of right here in the middle, so the tag appeared bigger because it was stretching down farther. They definitely fixed this. Side by side, the color looks pretty similar, maybe slightly more of that peach tint here on the fake one. That tends to be how it goes with all of the reps that I've seen. Usually when it has like a white tongue or something like that, a lot of the times for some reason, I remember the Lost and Found specifically had a problem with the peachy tongues. But as far as the actual tags and everything goes, it looks to be the same size, same color and font, maybe slightly more dull on the fake one than the retail one. You can see the red is slightly more vibrant, but unless side by side, really hard to point out. Inside of the shoes, left being the real, right being the fake. Once again, the lines here are slightly different, where there is more space between the spacing for the lines here on the fake one than the retail one. You'll see it is a lot closer together. You'll see the insoles. It is kind of hard to see as far as color with the camera, but the fake one on the right is actually slightly more vibrant than the real ones here on the left. Again, nothing too crazy whatsoever, but something you can see. The Jumpman logo on the fake also looks slightly smaller for some reason than the retail one. Coming to the back side, left being the real, right being the fake. This is something they definitely upgraded from this batch to the last one I had, where you can see the Wings logo is a nice, flat, clean kind of gold color. It's not that yellow gold, it is an actual gold looking color. The lines and everything are pretty clean, actually a little cleaner on the rep than on the retail one, but that's usually how it goes. The last one I had was more of a yellow gold, and you could tell right away side by side the difference. In this one, it looks pretty solid. Medial side to finish it all off, top being the retail, the bottom being the fake. Nothing really sticks out to me. The swoosh size looks to be cleanly embroidered and the same size. The side panels, once again, seem to be the same. Even the satin looks really clean. You can see the toe box. It is a little harder to see from this kind of angle, and there is something propping up the retail to make it look closer over here. But the only difference that I can really see is just the corduroy back here. Nothing too crazy whatsoever, but it does seem to be kind of a darker black on the retail one than the fake. Again, unless side by side, it is harder to see, and I'm sure that's something that'll probably change with wear, especially if it gets affected with water and stuff like that. But right now, both pairs being dead stock, you can see that it is slightly darker here on the real one than the fake one. Alright, so at first I wasn't really a big fan of these, mostly because the materials make them kind of a fragile wear, not something you can wear daily and, dirty up. Mostly being the satin, because obviously anything will ruin that, tear that, stuff like that. Same goes for the embroidered swoosh. I mean, you can kind of just mess it up with your finger if you really try to, if you had nails. Same with the corduroy in the back, and then even the side panels. This is definitely something you have to wear and be careful with. Me personally, I'm not going to be able to wear these too many times and not too often, because I don't really think about where I step, I just step. It's just what I've been doing since birth. But there are a lot of nice details, from the signature on the back. The actual, the materials are a nice touch if they weren't so fragile. The logo, the Trophy Room logo right there, embroidered on the actual satin. The gold wings logo, I think that's a really, really nice touch. I'm more of a silver kind of guy, but this just kind of works for me in my opinion. The vintage yellowed midsole, even the different insoles there, one blue, one like a lime green. It is a nice shoe. I definitely think this batch is way better than the one I got before. Way less issues, and honestly, even side by side, it was really hard to tell. I'll definitely go ahead and post some pictures of real versus fake on my Instagram and on Reddit. So definitely comment and let me know which one you think is real or fake. Maybe I'll put it on the stories and you guys can vote that way. But these are sick, and even though I'm not going to wear them every day, they are something I'm going to keep in the collection. Alright guys, just like always, I really appreciate you coming to the channel and hanging out for a bit. Till next time, I'm Just for Kicks. Peace.